Ruben Vardanyan, a Russian billionaire who is close to Putin, was arrested on the 27th of September in Karabakh. After the end of the anti-terrorist activities conducted on the 20th of September, he, fearing justice, repeatedly tried to escape to the territory of Armenia. Who exactly is Vardanyan? What tasks of the Kremlin did he carry out, and why did Ukraine impose sanctions against him? AZfront gives an explanation. On September 27th, Azerbaijan's border service personnel arrested Ruben Vardanyan, former Armenian separatist minister and one of the main culprits of instability in Karabakh. According to the objectives set by the Kremlin, he had been preventing the signing of a peace treaty between Baku and Yerevan since November 2022 in order to maintain Russia's dominant political influence in the region. The Karabakh region of Azerbaijan, occupied by Armenia more than 30 years ago, was liberated in 2020 as a result of the Second Karabakh War. Contrary to the concluded agreement, the part of the region inhabited by ethnic Armenians remained under the rule of Armenian separatists actively supported by Russia. In addition, a Russian military peacekeeping contingent was introduced into the region. In November 2022, Vardanyan was appointed head of government in the separatist enclave of Karabakh. 2 months earlier, to create the image of a patriot, he had pompously renounced his Russian citizenship and all his financial assets, transferring them to his partners. But still, he had $1 billion worth of assets. Putin's patronage and his past that involved offshores obviously played a significant role in this. In March 2022, members of the European Parliament called for an investigation of Vardanyan's activities as the head of the Troika Dialogue Investment Bank, which became a part of Sberbank in 2011. In 2019, the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project proved that the Troika Dialogue created a vast offshore network, which supplied cash to Putin's friends, such as Sergei Roldugin. Back in 2019, 22 members of the European Parliament put forward an initiative to impose sanctions against its head, Vardanyan, because of the criminal activities of Troika Dialogue. In 2022, 46 members of the U.S. Congress called for sanctions against Vardanyan, relating him to kleptocrats and senior political figures of the Russian Federation. In October 2022, the Ukrainian government already imposed sanctions against Vardanyan, and in June of the same year, he was included in the Ukrainian database Mirotvorets as an accomplice to the crimes of the Russian authorities against Ukraine and its citizens. In January 2023, British Conservative Party MP Bob Blackman said, "His companies have been well used and well involved in the whole process of expanding the military presence in Ukraine and Nagorno-Karabakh." In the same month, in an interview with BBC Hard Talk, Vardanyan defiantly refused to condemn Russia's military aggression against Ukraine. Vardanyan was appointed state minister at a time when EU-mediated meetings were being held to sign a peace treaty between Armenia and Azerbaijan. But the peace treaty was contrary to the orbit of Russia's imperial interests, because peace in Karabakh would not allow Russia to maintain its dominant influence in the South Caucasus. This fact has been noted by major world and European publications as follows: Canadian Geopolitical Monitor, American Town Hall, Forbes, Ukrainian Censor, Romanian Stiripasource, Greek Ephemerida, and others. Back in 2021, the authoritative Armenian newspaper Hraparak warned, "Vardanyan is being prepared as a successor to the current Armenian government. This is the official scenario, which is sponsored by the Russian Federation." This was due to the Russian Federation's dissatisfaction with Pashinyan's choice in favor of a foreign policy reorientation towards the West. Finally, the statement of Samvel Babayan, ex-head of the abolished separatist government, made on Armenian TV on September 26th, made everything clear. He was sent to Karabakh to complicate the situation. Azerbaijan would never have gone to negotiations with Vardanyan. As a result of the successful local anti-terrorist measures carried out by Azerbaijan on September 19, 20, Armenian separatists capitulated and the separatist leadership finally dissolved the so-called government. After that, Vardanyan, who was in Karabakh at the time of the operation, tried several times to escape to the territory of Armenia. In yesterday's video, We talked about the recorded conversation of Vardanyan's assistant.
On the 26th of September, AZfront subscriber from Yerevan recorded a conversation of Vardanyan's assistant, Mane Tandilian, which claims that Vardanyan is planning to escape from Karabakh under the guise of being seriously wounded, wrapped in bandages.
On September 28th, the Azerbaijan State Security Service charged Vardanyan with financing terrorism, illegally crossing the state border to commit terrorist acts, and organizing illegal armed groups. On September 27th, the Federation Council of Russia declared against Vardanyan. It was a voluntary choice to renounce citizenship. Now, he cannot receive the assistance of the Russian Federation and will not. Currently, the former Russian oligarch's only hope is defense by Armenia. Armenian publications report that Yerevan has already appealed to the ECHR on Vardanyan's case. The Caucasus and Middle East is closer to Europe and US than it seems at first glance. Subscribe and click on the bell in order to be informed of the main events. See you soon.